Um, Let me go in here and pin my live notification. Let people know I'm on. What a weird angle, huh? Y'all look at the mess behind me. Okay. Hey, you guys. Welcome in, you guys. So down below is a item that's just for notification, letting you guys know when I come on live. Feel free to click on that, bookmark it, and then when I pin it, you guys, you'll be notified that I'm going live. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Jen with Four Hearts ABCs. And today I am on for the second time today working on some projects, you guys, trying to get ready for some raid trains that I have coming up. And so I decided to come back on again. We're going to do another project today. Um, and I am super excited for these upcoming trains, you guys. The project I'm going to do today is going to be on Saturday's raid train, you guys. So go ahead and go on in and bookmark that. It is going to be the whimsical salvage raid train. But I got a lot of different raid trains in there, you guys. A lot of different shows in there. Welcome in, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We're gonna work on a metal lunchbox this time, you guys. So let me grab it really quick and I'll share with you guys what I got going on. Okay, so let me angle you down and you guys can look at my work surface really quick. It'll give you a chance to jump in there and bookmark Saturday's show, you guys. I have it over here drying by my wood stove. But here it is, you guys. Look at how cute this thing is. I would have absolutely loved. Hello, little Miss Crafty. You guys, if you guys don't know little Miss Crafty, go in and bookmark her. She's awesome. She's my mod today, you guys. So I would have loved to have left this piece as is. I did go and give it a coat of paint here on the top. This thing is rusty, crusty cool, you guys. Like, I'm in love with this piece. And I would, like I said, I would have kept it myself. But my husband's like, you know, let's move it on. But look at that, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a little sheen on it, but look at that. Holy cow. This thing is like, it's got all the goodness already, right? But some little kid that had this at some point scratched their name into the top. So we're going to have to fix up the top just so that we can um, make this piece really cool. Again, we're going to do that right now, you guys. And I need to just kind of clear some space here. I've been working on the project I was just on doing not too long ago. And then I also, did a little pre-deal here with the paint. Okay, so I covered this here with oh yeah, I'm back on, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is not in its original container. This is DIY paint lines salvation solution. It is um a clear primer, you guys. So I did coat this in clear primer, okay? I did that because it is rusty, okay? So that's going to kind of seal in that rust. And then I gave it a coat of beadboard, which is also, I know it's not the best here. It's a DIY paint line, you guys. Clay-based paint, light chalk paint, goes on pretty much anything, including metal surfaces. Outstanding. This is the color beadboard. That's what I put on the top here. And it's been sitting over by my wood stove just to, help it dry out as quickly as possible, because you do not want to do anything to this clay-based paint until it is completely dry. Unless you're going to be like wet distressing and that kind of thing, which we are not going to try to do today. So just a messy coat on here. I try to, you know, stay within a certain parameters. But here's what we're going to do next. Okay. So this has the solution on it, and it has, that first coat of paint. Okay. Let me kind of clear off my messy workstation here, you guys. We're going to work next, you guys, with this, this rice paper. This is a Upcycle rice paper. I did get it from Sammy from Unicorn Dust Designs. I've used it on a project already, so you can see I kind of already cut a piece out. And I already basically went and decided on this piece. It's so gorgeous. What I really wanted for the front of that. So here we go, you guys. I took a pencil and I kind of did a rough sketch around where I wanted to use, what I wanted to use off of this, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a paintbrush, and I wanted to kind of be a thinner brush because I want to, hold on, I'm going to grab the one, let me grab the best one I can find here. Because I kind of want to control what I'm going to do here. Okay. So I'm just grabbing any old small paintbrush, okay? And I have some water here. Let's see if I can do this without making a big mess and where you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, I just have this little bit of water in here. It is a little milky because I did some painting earlier. Okay, and I'm just gonna like go around that line, that rough line that I drew on here, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all, because I kind of want it imperfect. I'm going to just get this wet, and then I'm going to rip it out, you guys. And I want a ragged, not perfect line. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense what I'm talking about, but you guys will see what I'm doing. Okay, so just water. We'll put that aside. Now I'm going to let that kind of sink in just for a second. And then, you guys, I'm just going to start pulling away. Where I put that water, I'm just going to start pulling away. And again, it's not going to make a perfect line. But it's going to basically get the outline of what I was wanting. There we go. And just like that, we'll put this away and save it for another project. Here is what I was wanting, okay? Now I am going to kind of, you know, go in here and rip this just a little bit because it is a little big right there. And let's see, this one I probably could just go a little bit there. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. We weren't looking for perfection. We're looking for that messy, messy cut look, right? Kind of like if you were going to rip fabric, it would be that same kind of look. It's ragged. It's the perfectly imperfect, right? Which we love. Okay. Hello, friends. I see you guys jumping back on. Some of you I saw earlier today on my other live, and I appreciate you guys coming back. So you guys, here we go. Using Upcycle rice paper this time. Last time I was on, and if you guys missed that and you're interested in seeing what I did, you can check it out on my YouTube page, which is Four Hearts ABCs. Same as my name here. But last time we used this napkin on our project. It turned out super good. I'm super excited to share the whole thing with you guys. But here we are, Upcycle rice paper. It is a little bit of a thicker medium that we're using here with the rice paper versus a tissue. But it's the same basic concept, you guys. So here we go. We're going to grab our surface that we are working with. And again, for those of you just joining, we're working with this beautiful, rusty, crusty, amazing old lunchbox. Okay. Couldn't keep it the way it was originally because some kiddo did scratch their name into the top here. So it needed to be covered up. Otherwise, it would have been amazing just the way it was. So here's what we're going to do. I covered this in that Salvation solution, the clear primer, sealing in that rust, you guys. Then I painted over the top. The reason I did that was not only because it had those scratch marks in there, but also if I was to put this down on just the green, this is going to still show up. Yeah, sure. But it's going to be darker. Okay. It's going to be a darker color. And it's going to blend in a little bit more with the color of the lunchbox. With me painting it white, you guys, this is actually going to make this design pop a little bit more. You'll be able to see that design a little bit better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this so that I can see it. And I want to make sure that, because I do have that sealant on there, I want to make sure that's not like sticking down for right now. Okay, so we're going to decoupage this paper on. And I use, for my decoupage medium, I do use DIY's liquid patina. This is a sealant, but it's also a good decoupage medium. Dries clear. It's awesome. But if you didn't have all those things, I also use like my own makeshift water and school glue. You can use that as well, you guys. So whatever your decoupage medium is, use that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this in a couple of sections just because this is a bigger space. Would help if I was in frame, y'all. Okay, there we go. So because it's a bigger space, I am going to do it in sections just to make sure that my decoupage medium does not dry. And so I use a chippy brush, you guys, because I know I'm just basically going to be throwing this away. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of messy, get up on the green, get down on the white, like no rhyme, no reason, just get some of that decoupage medium onto my surface, okay? And you want to make sure you get a decent coat. I mean, you don't want to glob it on by any means, but you definitely want to get that on there. So you know what? I have not, Little Miss Crafty's asking about gel, using a gel medium to add that on and if it's better with thicker paper or not. I've actually not had, now thicker paper is going to give you possibly less wrinkles. Now you guys, really fast, just make sure that you realize which way you want this paper to go before you stick it down. I definitely want to make sure that my paper is going this direction. Okay. Stick it down. What I like to do, you guys, is if I can find my baggie, I don't see it. Okay. So when I decoupage, you guys, you're going to get, I mean, the thicker the paper, the less wrinkles normally. What I like to do is I like to use a baggie, and I just kind of push those wrinkles out. That does not mean you're not going to get wrinkles, because that's kind of the beauty of the beast. And, you know, I always just say embrace the wrinkles. Just like we embrace the shape of the object that we are decoupaging. But this, oop, and look, I'm already being rough with it and I'm getting holes. So you got to be really careful, because even with rice paper, you can be too rough, but that's okay, because we can smooth that out. But here's the deal is we're working with a baggie or saran wrap. Yes. We're working with a surface that is not pristine, y'all. So that's okay if we don't end up with a pristine decoupage job, right? So, my job is to get this image down as best I can. And, so, well, hello there, Julie. How are you, my friend? Okay, so I did a little section. Now I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to do a little bit more. So here we go. And again, just kind of half, you know, just kind of getting it all over. I don't need it to be perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. I just want to add this element onto it. If it gets onto the green, if it just is on the white, if it doesn't go completely on the white, it's okay. It is fine. I am not a perfectionist, especially when it comes to crafting. I don't know. I was probably one of those kids who made a total mess in, you know, in school when I was trying to make things, right? Okay. So, but the thicker your paper is, you know, the easier it is to work with. So put it down, smooth it out as best you can. Again, if it gets wrinkles, you know, you can embrace those. There are different ways to embrace your wrinkles. There is, depending on what surface you're putting it on, you can definitely do like the decoupage medium with the iron method, where they put on the decoupage medium and then they let it completely dry. And then they go back with a hot iron and like heat it up, and it seals it, and you know, basically makes it stick. Um, that would not work on this. You know what I mean? Like, this is a metal object. Okay, I'm talking about embracing the wrinkles after this was completely dry. Now, you wouldn't want to do it until it was completely dry. But if you wanted to embrace the wrinkles, you could also go back and use a little bit of a sanding, and you could expose those wrinkles even more. That's a way to embrace the wrinkles and make it look purposeful. So that's completely and totally up to you what what look you're going for. And again, I painted this with DIY paint, a clay-based paint, before I started, and let it completely dry, because I do want that dry, and I want to make that image pop before, because if I had just put it down, you'll see the difference when I show you, because there are some spots that the decoupage got on the green, and it's going to show up darker. So, okay, here we go, you guys. Now we're going to finish putting this on. Again, I put some of that decoupage medium down on that green, so it's going to stick that to it. And I'm not worried about, like, this was ripped where the white is showing. Excuse me. And I'm perfectly fine with that because that just adds to the rustic character that I'm going for. So I have wrinkles. I have decoupage paper going where I'm not really putting any paper. It's all going to look great. Okay, I'm just kind of making sure it's completely smoothed down. Okay, let me get my baggie here and get my decoupage um, brush put away and close this one up. Okay, close that up. Okay, you guys, now I did seal in this piece with that um, Salvation Solution. This is shinier than I would have ever wanted it, but I really wanted to seal in all of this rust and stuff on there. What I probably will do at the very end is take this piece out and spray it all sides, inside and outside, because even the inside has like some rust bits and such. I probably will spray this all with like a weather defense type sealant, okay? But what has to happen now is this piece needs to dry. We need that decoupage rice paper to dry. So I'm gonna go set it over by my wood stove. And I'm going to share with you guys a little small project that I was working on earlier. And while we give this a minute to dry, and show you guys another step on a different project. And here we go. Okay, you guys, this is. Did anyone remember seeing this beauty? Okay, so I painted this. I sanded it a smidge because it did have like a varnish that was coming off of it, and it was just plain wood with varnish. And so I gave it a tiny sand just to knock off any of the loose varnish. I coated it in DIY paint. Then I did a two-step crackle medium by Pin Art. Okay, this stuff goes over the top of your finished paint or decoupage or whatever you want to do, but it isn't an under the paint crackle medium. So I did the two steps, the two parts. You got to completely let it dry. It is completely dry. And now we're going to do the final step of this project as far as, you know, getting the paint and everything on. And I am going to use, if I can find it here. Well, this is black wax. Let me see. Hold on. There it is. Okay. So we have black, DIY has black wax, but it also has dark wax. I like the dark wax, you guys. I love DIY for their waxes. It is one of the reasons that I kind of fell in love with them. And I think this brush will be just fine. It's an old brush, y'all. Like, I used it weeks ago, and then I went to Arizona on a trip. So it's been a hot minute since I used it, but it's going to be just fine. Okay, so I'm just dipping that into my dark wax. I use chippy brushes because I don't have to stress about leaving them out and ruining my brushes, because I'm not real great at cleaning brushes, y'all. Anybody else with me on that? So, I mean, if I was doing this and it was like a really high-end piece of furniture, I probably would use a nicer brush. But since this is just a small little thing, I like to use chippy brushes. I could just throw them away and feel just fine about it. So here we go. Putting on the dark wax. Doesn't take much at all, you guys. So put that over there. I'm going to grab a paper towel. You can use, you know, microfiber cloth or whatever. Paper towels are just easier for me. And now I'm going to just do like Mr. Miyagi says and wax on, wax off. And this wax is going to seal in this handle, but it's also going to bring out all of that chippy crackle finish that I put on there. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so just like that, you guys. Look at how awesome that looks. Okay, there are a few little spots, but those will dry down just fine. But look at the crackle on that. Oh my goodness, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so what am I gonna do with this now? Okay, I could totally sell it as is, right? But no, we're not gonna do that. We're going to actually put a nest in it. I have an upcoming train, you guys, that you can bookmark. And it's called, Oh, That Needs a Nest, in honor of my husband. And so we're going to put this cute little bird nest situation on this cutie. We're probably going to add a tag. We're probably going to add maybe a messy bow or something along that line. And we're also probably going to add maybe a like a ribbon or something here on the bottom and attach it to the nest itself so that this nest actually can be removed from this surface, because I mean, maybe someone wants to change it up, right? And if you can do that, why not? So that's going to be what this project's going to be. So you guys go bookmark that show. It is, I don't even know. It's coming up though. And it is, Oh, That Needs a Nest. Make sure you bookmark it. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so this project's done, you guys. I'm very happy to check that off. Let's grab back our decoupage paper. I'm sure it's dry by now. It's been a minute, so let's grab that and bring it back on over for us to do the next step on this guy. Okay, so here we go. So we have this beauty. It's pretty much dry. It's a tiny bit damp, but it's mostly dry. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a chippy brush, because that's what I do. Oh, thank you. It needs a best. Look at you, little Miss Crafty. You're so cute. Okay, here we go, you guys. And this is water, but it just has a tiny smidge of paint in it. That's okay. No big deal. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go all along the edge of this rice paper. Okay, we're gonna go along the edge and we're just gonna wet it down with water. Okay, and then I'm gonna come along and I'm just going to pull away anything that did not get decoupage down. Okay, anything that pulls away is perfectly fine. It did not get decoupage down. It's not on there right or permanently. So we're going to get it off. And that's going to finish giving us that messy decoupaged look. And you can even like use your fingernail and scrape and just whatever you got to do to get that off. So we just don't want anything that's not stuck down. Now remember, we did get some of that decoupage medium on the green. So some of this is going to permanently stick down, depending on if I put that decoupage medium on the green or not. So like that doesn't have it on there. So I'm going to make sure that comes off. But it's just going to add a messier look to the whole thing and make it look so good. Okay, I think that's pretty much got it, you guys. Okay, so what do you guys think so far? So far. Okay, so as you can see, like there's some that didn't get all the way on the white. There's some green that got some of that on there. It's so good, right? So good. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to seal this in, okay? We want to seal it in, but I'm not going to seal it in with the decoupage medium. Normally that's what you would do. You would just put your decoupage medium on there and seal it in that way. But what I want to do is I want to embrace all of this goodness on there. And so I'm going to crackle it, y'all. Like this is my new favorite thing. And I'm going to show you guys what it's going to look like finished here in just a second. But we're going to put layer number 1 on there. Now I'm not going to put it all the way around the edge of this piece. I'm only going to put it on the very top. We're not going to crackle the whole thing. The last project I did, we did the whole thing. Now, you guys, this one here, this layer number 1, this is like school glue, okay? It is going to be thick. It's going to be white. It is literally like school glue. And you don't have to stress if you have, like the, what do I want to say? Like the stroke marks from your brush, because it's all going to crackle the same and it's going to look awesome. So you just want to kind of get it on there. Now, because of the way that I did this technique, I want to go away from the edges. I don't want to pull against those edges and have my decoupage paper come up, okay? So I'm going to do my edges first and make sure that I get them good and saturated. Now I have found with this this decoupage this crackle medium, that the thicker you put it on, the more the crackle shows up. So like feel free to slather it. You definitely don't want it like pulled by any means, but you want to you want it on there pretty thick. Okay, so so get it on, and you don't have to work super fast, but I like just to, it's easier to smooth it out and get a more consistent layer on it if you try to work somewhat quickly, but you don't have to. And there we go. Now we're just going to finish getting it in the middle here. Now it goes on white, and then it will dry clear. Okay. On this first layer, I think technically you can use like a heat source to speed up the drying process. I tend to try and let it dry like more naturally, but I do put it by my wood stove in the winter, because that does kind of like, it does speed it up, but it's not super, it's not like a heat gun where it's direct heat. Does that make sense? I hope. Okay, so I have that on there. It's on all the sides, all the layers of the top. Now we're going to let it do its thing. It's going to dry, and we are going to, this is actually what I like about this media, this Pentar medium, is that it can go over the top of an application like this where it has a design. A lot of, like, I do the school glue method a lot, but that's for under your paint, right? So because I'm going over the top of a design, this is an awesome medium to use. So we're going to set this aside. We're going to go put it over kind of by the wood stove and let it start to dry. And I'm going to show you guys what this design looks like with that crackle medium over the top of it. This is a piece that I just sold this weekend, and so here we go. This is that same decoupage rice paper. This is from Upcycle, and I did get this from Sammy at Unicorn Dust Designs. But it is Upcycle, so if you know someone that does that. So here is that same paper, and then I'm going to move it up closer so you guys can see. You see the crackle in there. That is, it's the same thing I just did to the handle of this piece. You do that crackle, step one, step two, then once it dries, you add the dark wax into it and wax on, wax off. It seals it in, and it just creates this amazing crackle finish. It looks authentic. It looks so good, and I absolutely love it. I think it is one of the best ones I have used so far. So that is that project. Now I am working on the project that we did earlier in another video, you guys. And if you guys missed that, you guys can, like I said, go on to my YouTube channel and catch where we added that paper on here. Oh, I do have the kitchen one. Just if you get that, this and that creations, if you get that, just message me that you want the kitchen one, and I will make sure that one comes to you, okay? But just send me a private message, my friend. So I have added step one on this everywhere. And then I am getting ready right now. I've added step two on a couple of spots. And so while we're together, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to add step two onto this. And so step one is really thick, like a like school glue, right? Step two is quite thin, you guys, and it is runny. And so the only real like tip I would give you is to make sure with step two that you are working on a flat surface, or you're working with the knowledge that this is runny and you may have drips, okay? So you just want to get it on there. You can see it like reacting with step one already. So I kind of put it on a little thick, and then I go back and kind of try to just smooth it out. But it's going to react no matter how your brush strokes go on there. And so with this second step, you guys, you definitely can and want to Okay, thank you, my friend. You definitely want to put some heat to it if you can. Okay, you want it to dry fast, and that's part of the crackling process, is that it is drying fast, and that's what kind of helps it crackle. So this is a heat gun that I have, but you know, I could put this by my wood stove. Um, Whatever you have to speed up the process. An air dryer, like a hair dryer, would work as well. It's not necessary. You could just set this aside in room temperature and let it do its thing. It might take longer, and you may not get as many crackles, but you're still going. It's still going to work. So if you do use a heat source, just make sure that you are constantly moving. Okay. You want to make sure you're constantly moving, because you do not want your piece to get burnt by the heat. Okay. So, um, so now I'm just gonna let that kind of do its thing. I'm gonna move this direction, and I'm gonna share with you guys another step on this piece that I'm gonna do. I made earlier in the other video, if I can find my piece. Here it is. I made this, which is going to go on the front here. It is just a resin piece that I made earlier, and then I painted it and I stamped it and all the things. Okay, so now I want to actually put this on to this box. I have already put step 1 and step 2 on this box. Okay, that has been done already. And so before I put any wax or finishing on it, I want to glue this piece down. And so to do so, I'm going to use 2 different glues. I do need to get my glue up and heated. So I'm going to use my my hot glue gun. Okay, I got the big beast here. I'm going to get that going, and then I'm also going to use some E6000 if if it's not all dried out, y'all. Okay, hopefully I can get it to come out, because if you guys are crafters, you guys know E6000, sometimes it's just, it is awesome, but it's very temperamental sometimes. Like once it clogs, it's clogged, you know what I mean? So, and I don't always treat my craft project or my craft stuff the best. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Come out, I say, come out. Okay, hopefully. Normally my husband's here and I'm like, can you like unclog this for me? And he's pretty good about it, but it's close. It's close to coming out, you guys. I have a silicone like poker stabber stick thing here that I'm using to kind of try to manipulate this thing, but I have time because I need to get my glue gun to heat up. So y'all get to watch me struggle with the E6000. Okay, it's coming out, y'all. It's coming out. We're getting it. We're getting it. Okay. E6000 I do like because like especially with this is got multiple layers of different things, and I want to make sure that once this piece is down, it ain't going nowhere. Because whoever buys this, I want them to have a quality piece that they, you know, don't have to worry that it's not going to stay together. Okay, there we go. E6000 is on, and we're just waiting for that heat on the glue gun to work, and then we're gonna put this down. Now, when you are using something like this, the E6000, it's gonna take probably 24 hours to dry. It's not gonna dry super fast, but once it is dry, that sucker's most likely not going anywhere. The the hot glue gun, the hot glue, that's going to be my immediate holds. That's going to like get it in place and be there until the E6000 sets up. So it's like that long-term, short-term hold right there. Okay. So we're going to let that heat gun, it's almost there. Like I can see that it is, it's getting close. It's melting. And then once that heats up, you guys, we're going to get this piece on and let it set up for a second, and then I can start doing other things to this. I'm going to be adding some dark wax to it. I might just add some gold. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet. But this is going in Saturday's raid train, you guys. So make sure you bookmark that. It is going to be the whimsical salvage train, you guys. Whimsical salvage train. Okay, this piece is ready to go. Now, you guys, I don't know if anybody has seen this glue gun by Ryobi. It is amazing. It gets super duper hot. So if you have things that your glue gun doesn't normally stick to, this guy is awesome. But watch out, because it will burn you like no one's business. And it drips. But it is awesome. And I'm an eyeballer, y'all. So this may not be 100% perfect, but it's going down. It's going down. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it here for just a second while it adheres and does its thing. So, oh my goodness. There we go, y'all. There we go. Okay, I don't want that to drip on anything, so we're going to move it over here where it can drip on my paper towels. Okay. Now, when you guys are using the different adhesives, just know that like you don't want to combine those adhesives. I went in the middle with the E6000 and on the outside edge with the hot glue. You don't want to do it all in and mix it together, because it may make those adhesives not adhere right. So there we go so far, you guys. What do y'all think so far? Super good, right? Okay, so we've got the crackle medium on these two sides, the front, the top. This side still needs it on the bottom, and the whole back still needs it. But this thing is ready to, it's ready for the next steps on it. Doesn't it look good, Little Miss Crafty? I think it's turning out awesome. Totally awesome. Okay, let's go check out our other piece over here. Let's go see how this is turning out. We're going to stick this over there and let it do its thing for a little bit. That's part of the crafting process though, right, you guys? Like, it's hurry up and wait, right? Like, we get it in place and we want it to be done. But see how it's mostly done, you guys. So you can see a little bit of the white still where it looks like glue. Okay, there's still some gluey look around it, and this is step one, so I really don't want to rush this step. But things that we could have done to this piece, let's talk about it. We could have definitely left it as is, but like I said, somebody had scratched their name in here and we don't like that. We got a bubble, y'all. Bubble. Okay. The other thing is I thought about, you could put fabric on it. You could have put fabric instead of the rice paper. That would have looked cool. You could have put, sorry, I see bubbles, y'all. I don't know what the bubbles are all about. You could have put, like a mold on it, right? I have a couple of these molds, like what I just put on the front cover of the other piece, you know, you could add a mold to one of these and give it dimension. There's a lot of things you can do with these kinds of pieces, you guys. So definitely keep an eye out for them. Because there, like I said, there's a lot you can do. Thank you guys so much for buying out of the bin. I greatly appreciate you guys. I do have some crafty goodness in there. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Let me share with you guys another piece. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's this Whatnot world is so much fun to bring things to different people and that kind of thing. Okay, let me show you guys another project that I'm working on. I've been in the works of doing, and hopefully, um, hopefully I can get this one done soon. But this will um this will definitely be in Saturday's whimsical salvage train. Um, oh, there we go. So I would love to see this and that creations. I would love to see what you do with that wooden recipe box. I love wooden recipe boxes. Okay, so this one, you guys, I painted this. It was like a white dingy clock frame. And then I just started adding some um, gold wax to this clock face. I think I'm going to do one more coat on this. And then this is going to go in here, and this is going to be in yes, absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. This is going to go in here, and this is going to be in Saturday's train, which is that um, whimsical salvage train, you guys. So, speaking of wooden recipe boxes, it's not a recipe box. I'm not sure, but this is a piece I am working on rescuing right now. I just sealed it in with that clear salvation solution from DIY. It is the the clear primer from them. I just sealed this in so that hopefully none of the tannins or anything come bleeding through. And then this is going to get some kind of paint job, and I'm going to breathe new life into this thing. So lots of projects going on here for sure. And I would love to hear all about what everybody else has got going on. And you guys, Colin, he don't know I'm live. We have a competition train that that we do. We just did our first one this week, and it is Zero to Hero is the competition train, and everyone gets one item that they get to upcycle. The item has to be either free or um, pretty inexpensive. Like you've got to spend less than $5 for the item. And then you breathe new life into it with all your little projects and prop and stuff. And so then that person gets to auction off their item, and the person that gets the most for their item wins the competition for the month. So we just did our first one. It turned out absolutely amazing, you guys. So if you guys are interested, you guys are makers, and you guys are interested in joining that train, message me and let me know you're interested in the Zero to Hero. Tracy with Charming Appeal was our first month winner. And oh my goodness, you guys, so much goodness was brought to that train. It was so much fun. Okay, you guys, this is just an old shoe brush. I did like do a wet wash on it. Like a whitewash on it, and then I added some dark wax and stuff, but I just kind of decided it needed a little something more than that. So since I'm doing stuff, I might as well. I'm just going to take my decoupage medium, the DIY crystal clear chandelier liquid patina, and I'm just going to kind of dab that on, and I'm going to make sure that I'm kind of rough on the edges. I don't get it, you know, perfect by any means. I've been kind of doing that all day today on my projects, because if you have a rustic piece, you might as well get kind of a rustic um, job done on this, right? Because we don't need it to be like clean cuts, you know what I mean? Um, so I'm just going to kind of dab that on. I hope I'm not shaking you guys too much here. There we go. So you want to get your decoupage medium on there, but you don't want it to be like super thick, but you want it to be, you want it on there, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna probably work with just what I have here and not add any more to my brush, because I really don't want too much. And then you guys, I was working with, and again, if you missed my video from earlier today, go onto my YouTube page and find it, because I showed how I took off the layer of, one of the layers of my, um, my napkin, okay? So if you've never done that before, feel free to go check that out. But let's put this napkin on there. Let's see. I don't really think it really matters what the design is, so we're just going to sticker it on down. Okay, so just going to add this on there. I like to get a saran wrap baggy type situation and help me smooth it out. There we go. That just helps with the wrinkles. And you have to be kind of careful when you're using napkins, because they do tend to rip. So just be easy with it. But if you have wrinkles, y'all, just embrace them. And it looks like I'm going to have quite a bit of wrinkles on this one. And I just embrace them. I will sometimes sand them. I'll just sand them and like show off the wrinkles and kind of just make it look purposeful. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let that dry for just a minute. And then we're gonna pull off the extra, and we're gonna pull off that extra and seal it in. Okay, and I always just like baggy up my stuff while I'm still working with it. But like for this one here, you guys, I would just let that dry for just a minute, and then I'm gonna just wet the edges and pull away the extra. But see how it has, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got some wrinkles to it, which I'm totally fine with. I think that's gonna look just fine. And no one probably is even going to really see this side of the brush too much. Most of the time people are using these and they're turning them upside down and they're using them for ephemera, to hold ephemera. But I thought, you know, if somebody wanted it as a backdrop and just to kind of lean it on its side, if we did something pretty on this side, it could be cute and cool. So, so I think that's, you know, just adding another little layer. It's not costing me much of anything, and it doesn't take much time or materials. So, an easy fix for sure. And so you guys, if you want to see all these finished projects, definitely check out my other social medias. I'm on YouTube. But you can find the pictures of my finished items on TikTok. I post on Instagram, Facebook. And so you're just going to look up and find me at Four Hearts ABCs, the same as what I am here on Whatnot. And that's how you're going to find these projects that I have finished. Okay, let's do this real fast. Let's just use some water and a paintbrush. We're just going to go along the edges and just kind of pull off where this didn't have that decoupage medium and just get that to let go. So I know I'm trying, Little Miss Crafty, to knock out some projects today because, I mean, really, I've got a couple trains coming up, and we gotta get things done, y'all. You know, so just knocking them on out, getting them finished. But yeah, definitely check out my my YouTube channel if you missed earlier today, because I thought that turned out pretty good. Pretty excited about how these projects are turning out, and this is such a fun method too. Just an easy way to add a little pizzazz to a project by just adding just a little bit of tissue paper, you know, why not? So, here we go. Let's smooth that on down. I kind of definitely want to make sure I go away from the center to the edges and make sure that paper doesn't roll back up on me, but there we go, you guys. What do y'all think? Super cute, right? Super cute. Okay, so bookmark my upcoming shows, y'all. I would greatly appreciate it. And I thank you guys so much for joining me today for another wonderful craft with me. And I will be posting these items on my social media probably tomorrow once I get some better sunlight coming in. And you're welcome. I'm glad if I helped in some way. It's always fun when you're learning something new. And you guys bookmark my upcoming shows because I will be on quite a bit doing a lot of different shows, and I have a lot of raid trains. And you guys, we have an epic 2-day benefit raid train coming up on Thursday and Friday this week, and then 2 salvage shows for me this weekend. So come on back. Okay, come on back and see me. All right, you guys, let's see who's on. Let's see who we can raid. It's crazy to think we've been on for an hour already. So let's see who's on. Oh, you guys, you love Rusty Crusty Salvage. Let's go see another Jennifer, you guys. This is my friend, Hat Jennifer. She always brings amazing items, and I love to see what she has. So let's go head on over and see her. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much. I appreciate you guys. Bye, guys.